Sarah feeding. Sarah mostly lives on the street. She sleeps in my house, she eats in my house. Now I just wanted to give her a little bit some food, some snack during the day. And also Sarah found some boyfriend here. I saw her with a gray cat. Sarah. Hello friends, this is Olga, and I want to invite you to have some little walk with me. This is the Sunday and the last day before practical lessons, and I want to relax a little bit. You see around a lot of vineyards, and it is one of the last days of the winter, but in Italy almost no snow. On the contrary to Ukraine. Very calm rural area, or area, better to say, maybe correctly. And today I want to have a walk with you. Before my practical lessons start, it will start, because it will be the period of real hell, I suppose, because it's very, very hard. I think whole spring and whole first part, or even all period of summer, for me will be very, very difficult. I know that it will be. I have to combine the practical lessons, which takes almost all time. Also, I have to prepare for the Croc 1, the exam for all 3 years, that will contain almost all, not all, but some important subjects, and it is very important, even more important than studies and exams, simple exams, because if I will not pass this Croc 1, I think that I will leave medicine, because if I will not pass it, yes, I will have some few tries, not one. If I will not pass it, there will be 1 or 2 retakes. If I will not pass it, I have to return to the very beginning, to the first semester or first year, and study all lessons, everything from the very beginning. And in my age, it's impossible. It will be completely insane thing, and I'm thinking that I'm already quite old to begin from the first year. So probably if I will not pass this exam Croc 1 in the summer, I will quit medicine and will forget about it, I suppose. I hope that I will pass the examination. And also another thing, that in Italy, while I become independent person, I almost have no contacts with that volunteer organization. Sometimes they call me and ask if everything is fine, but of course no one helps me, and I have to pay for all I have, for the room, for everything, and that's why I have to also work, and it makes me a little bit worry, because when you have such a loads for common students to combine just simple study and just simple preparation to that Krok 1 is very, very difficult. All says student who passed it, who passed third year, that is very, very difficult. And for me, I also have to work. And despite that, the people here, local Italians, they wanted to help me and give me this possibility. Um, the conditions that they decide every month if they have to pay me or not, if I've deserved this salary or not, and the conditions of renting where I'm living, that I obligated to pay. For example, if I will say this month that I don't want to live here, I obligated to pay and to live there 3 months. So I cannot just leave this house, and I have to have some money to pay for 3 months more. And these conditions are quite um, quite tough for person if to think about it. And all this combined with study is hard. It's extremely hard, and that's why uh, I'm worried about if I will pass this examination, Krok 1. I think that difficulty for me during this spring and summer, I think especially spring, will be to manage how to return home, because I suppose that this volunteer organization, when they brought us here by their means, by their cars, they, I don't know, had plans or want to suggest us to stay here forever or for a long time until the war will over. They not planning, not accept very well that someone want to return home immediately when the war still lasts. For some people it's psychologically hard. Some people have opportunities, for example, to stay in Ukraine, but not in the dangerous regions, and they want to return. And every time when someone wants to return, it's causes some worries in that volunteer organization, and they like, how why you want to return, and you have to prove them that you want to return, you need to return, and you a little bit not belong your life yourself. And that was one of the reasons why I wanted to be independent. So the major question and major task for me to survive here, I mean, to deserve each month some payments. By the way, 1 month, it was second time when I received it. Their I don't know how to say, accountant, they decided that I do not deserve it, and I had to prove them that I deserve it. So sometimes it's hard and slowly, and despite that fact, I have to earn it. I have to study and I have to prepare to crock one. And also, in the same time, I have to think how to return home, mm, how to continue live and study medicine. Here in Italy, I tried to find out the possibility to continue study. Probably for Ukrainian refugees, there could be some, better, easier, simpler conditions, but not. It's almost impossible. No any clerkships, no any special scholarships for medical students. I found nothing, and to continue study from at least second year in Italy, it's very very hard, as they said in the medical universities that even to change university, for example, from one city of Italy to another city of Italy, so inside the country, it's very very hard. They give few places each year for such students, for transferring students, and sometimes years when there is no any such a kind of students. So I decided to return to continue study in my university, and as my this volunteer organization, they will not return me home. So if you want to return to Ukraine, you can do it by yourself, by your means, in which way you want. Some of Ukrainians asked about this question, that you brought us here, please help us to return, because not all people have money for to return home. For example, if they lost their jobs, their homes and everything, probably they have some relatives in Ukraine in more safe regions and they want to return to them. But to return is mostly your personal headache, your personal task. And for me to plan this, in which way to return with these four cats, it's complicated, because from the Slovakia, this organization, they bought me a ticket on the plane, and my cats were delivered separately, and my some baggage was delivered by car with other Ukrainians. If we are talking about common Italians here who are not much involved in this war, they live common life, and they work with me. For example, they around me, some neighbors. Some of people, they are interested in the news from Ukraine. Some of them ask me and discuss with me something connected with the war. But in the question of some help, it's very very small, and usually on the very beginning they try to help a little, but I cannot say that I have to expect some generous actions from them. People are different. For example, people who are sailors, who want to sail something, of course, they try to avoid these questions. For example, when they hear that I am from Ukraine, so they a little bit stuck, like, from Ukraine, but you're a tourist, yeah, you just a tourist here in Italy. And they try to change the how to say, the subjects of conversation, far from the war, from help, from refugees, because they understand that probably I am a refugee, But of course, as any sellers all over the world, they want to sell you, they don't want to make big discounts and to help you much. And it happens here. And even the person who rent me the room, he said that he always avoid people with problems. So it means that refugees and people who escaped from war is people with problems, and he don't cares that I have this problem, that people are dying somewhere. He just wants to receive his money, and as much as he says. So yeah, sometimes people here could be different. On the very beginning was some help when I was in this when I lived in this church. We received some clothes, old, but anyway, not very bad, and some um, food sometimes. But now, any special attitude to me. Sometimes I see intelligent behavior, sometimes I see a little bit rude behavior. In general, it's not something special, some other attitude. No, it's not. I do not have this. But anyway, I'm happy because I'm free. And maybe it's even good that I am now um, like equal to others. So it means that I have to accept this fight of my life, yeah, one of small fights of my life, and be equal and survive here in these conditions. So now I'm returned home and going to start writing the protocols on pharmacology. I know it's a little bit in advance because I want to write all protocols for all year. Okay, um, now I have to continue study, to continue write, and that's why I have to end with this video. And probably during this next 3 months, since starting from March, I will be not that able to make a lot of videos for YouTube channel, just because I will be very much involved in the learning process. Sometimes it takes a lot of for editing, for recording it. That's why probably I will make a little bit less video during the spring, and probably yes, in the summer, when I will pass this Croc 1 exam, I will be more free, and I think a lot of ideas will come into my mind. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video. Bye.